guys, it's me again tonight. We're going to work some more tonight on our tumbler that we were working on. I'm going to show you some of the things that we started, and one was our mold. We're going to finish that. We looked at another tumbler, a peak tumbler that I was working on. We're going to work on that one. Okay, so this is what the tumbler we were working on last night. And here we go. All right, so I've already worked on my epoxy and got my epoxy up. Now we put one coat on this last night, and I was hoping that that one coat was going to be enough, but it still feels a little rough. And like I told you last night, when you put one coat on and it comes back, and we did a flood coat, but I think it was we had a lot of glitter up there. So if it still feels rough and you've only done one coat on there, you really don't want to sand that, because then when you sand it, if you get down to your glitter, you will sand the glitter off the glitter. Okay, so we're going to start right here, and we are going to put a whole nother flood coat, a whole nother coat. This one doesn't have to be quite as thick because we've got one coat on there as the coat we put on last night. So what I'm doing again is I'm cleaning off my stir. And I'm just going to take my fingers and pull this off because I'm putting it right on the cup. But it really had a beautiful glass finish, guys. It's just that it needs another coat of epoxy. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Clean this off. And we're going to start epoxying. So just like we said last night, don't chase it. It will come back around. And I'm going to put it on really a good flood coat on, so I can make sure that when this comes in tomorrow, when I check this tomorrow, it is going to be nice and covered and not have any spots that I might have to sand a little bit, but hopefully not very much. Now, I did a lot of epoxy on this simply because in this cup I want to have some to do some other things with before we get off tonight. This is so pretty. I love these colors. And this Little Lee and Rose epoxy it looks like glass. So now I'm going to start bringing it up, working it up my cup. I want to get it all the way up. The burgundy or red down here wasn't like the one that was feeling a little rough. It was actually the white was feeling a little bit more rough than the burgundy. So I'm going to put a little bit more on that. Work that around. And again, like I did last night, I'm just gonna run my finger up. Ooh, dripping. Run my finger up and off so that I don't get a whole lot inside my cup, inside my tumbler. Oops, let's see when that starts coming back. Let's pull it this way a little bit. Get some of that over here. Get it really good and covered. Hi, Judy. It's nice to see you again tonight. So, as I was saying, I had to put another coat of epoxy on this because it was a little rough and we only had one coat on there, and I don't like to sand when I've only got one coat, because if I go down too far and I start hitting my glitter, it will take the color off the glitter and actually leave it silver. Oh, I'm glad you're ready to create. So are you joining me tonight? Are you actually going to be crafting with me tonight? You're going to actually be making a tumbler? Oh, there. Now I can feel it. Now, you can feel the difference when you've hit everything, because it just glides over with your hand. So Judy, if you're not doing a cup, what are you working on while you're here with me, or are you just watching tonight? All right, we got to remember to do the butt. Put some on the butt. Doing the butt. Da, da, da. I'm sorry, I get stupid every now and then, especially when I feel like I have to talk to myself. So I want to make sure you get this edge right here. Get that off the side of my cup there. Want to make sure I get that nice and smooth. This is going to be so pretty, guys. You're going to see when this dries that it is going to be so, so pretty. And we've almost got this one done. It does not take long to put glitter on your tumbler. You just want to make sure that you get everything covered. And it looks like, and it feels like everything is covered. I just want to scoot down here and look. I want to look at it really closely, because when I look at it really closely, I can tell if I've got any spots that I've missed or if there are any bubbles on it. And I am telling you, there's two tiny ones right there. I just rubbed them right out. This epoxy is really good as far as bubbles are concerned. It does not have a lot of bubbles like some of the other ones I've used. And that makes me really happy, because that means that it's less coats I have to put on, less sanding I have to do. And normally with this epoxy, if you just wait a few minutes, if you let it turn, wait a few minutes, the any bubbles that come to the top, you still have time to pop them or get them out. Alrighty, so I think that's pretty good right there. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you could make it. All right, so we're going to set this aside right over here for a second. And I am going to just take my torch and bring up a few of the bubbles if there are any. Pop them. The one good thing about this epoxy is it does not need a lot of heat, but it can stand heat. Like if you want to put your cup in the car, I think it can go up to like 450, 500 degrees. So, because they tell you not to leave your cup in cars you don't want it to get like really, really hot. You can't put it in the dishwasher. You have to wash these by hand. Okay. Now I'm just going to take my baby wipe and I'm going to go around the edge of my cup to get any epoxy that's on the top. I'm just going to let it turn. I am just going to let it turn, and I'm going to clean the top of that cup. Remember, because I want it over the rim right here because I want a good seal. So I think that should have it. That should make it pretty good. All right, so I am going to stop this for a minute and take it off of this turner. Let you guys see it up close. See at the end. And that is going to, I think that's going to clear looking just like glass. It is crystal clear, guys. And I do not see a bubble anywhere. But we'll be able to tell tomorrow. So let me put this on the other spinner. Remember this one from last night? This is the coaster mold. This was the coaster mold we used. We used this epoxy. We put the name in it in the iron-on. We used the iron-on HTV. We used alcohol inks and just a little bit of a clear glitter in the epoxy. Now, when you turn it over, it has this edge right here. And what I normally do is I just take my scissors, but this is from the top. I just take my scissors and I just cut that off right around the edge. Sometimes it does not have, you know, sometimes you can get a really good edge and you don't have that. So it's just a little bit, it was like where your epoxy came up with the ink. I just trim it off like this. You can trim it off with your knife. Where can I find Little Lee and Rose resin? It's right, you can go right online. You can order it online. It's under Little Lee and Rose. That is the actual name of it, littleleeandrose.com. It is right there. And you just look on the website, you join up, and then you can look on the website. The good thing about her is everything is free shipping. And she is a really, really nice person. Okay, so now this is my edge. This is the back. I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper, fine grit, and just sand these rough edges down all the way around. Just sand off those rough edges. And you can see where it needs to come up. It just does come right off. Thanks. I'll be ordering right after this live. Okay. And she also has some other good stuff on her website. And she also has really nice glitter too. She has a really nice swag bag, they call it. I ordered that, and I used one of her tumblers because it came in my swag bag, other than the tumblers that I made. Okay. All right, so see, we've got that nice and neat and cleaned down. So what I'm going to do now, I am just going to take my dust-free cloth and wipe this off. Get all those little extra bits off that don't need to be there. And this is going to be really pretty, I think. I'll use it for company because this was my trial and error. Let's clean off our space right here because I want to set it down for a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down right here. I'm going to take some of the extra epoxy I had because where I sanded it's now dull. So I'm going to just dip my finger in the extra epoxy and I'm going to just go around the edge. Just that little edge that I sanded. I'm not doing a lot extra. I'm just going around that little edge. And I'm not touching anything else but the edge. Only because you would be able to see it if I did. So I'm just touching the edge only because I want it to shine up. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. Set it up like this, set it aside and let it dry. When this dries, I'm done. I'm done with this one. Okay, so the next thing that, I wanted to work on is tonight, I'm going to take my gloves off because what I'm going to do with this, there was another young lady on last night. I don't see her on yet tonight. You know, I hope she can make it. She wanted to see me put vinyl on. She wanted to see me put vinyl on a cup, on a tumbler. Whew. Makes your hands, like, I don't know, kind of feel like they got something on them in that. But I did want to show you guys this. I played with this. This was a mole. I played with this last night, and it's actually an apple. I'm going to, at the school that I work at, I'm actually going to put one of the teachers' names on. That's I'm an administrator at a high school. I'm going to put one of the English teachers' names on here, put a keychain in there, and that's going to be like in a little welcome back to school bag for some of my teachers. Okay? All right, so I've got this tumbler that I was showing you last night. So we're going to work on putting some stuff on this tumbler. All right, we're going to do both. We're going to do both some vinyl, 651. This is permanent vinyl. This is permanent vinyl. We're going to do some permanent vinyl. We're going to do some iron-on vinyl. And we're going to do some stickers on this cup right here. So let's start with the vinyl. Now, my hardest part with this is finding a vinyl that will actually pick up and make an easy release. So what I actually use contact paper from the dollar store. So I want to see if this is going to, hope I can put it over here where you can see it. That might be nice, don't you think? So I'm just rubbing that. See if I can get, yep, that'll fit right in there. The hardest part is just sometimes getting this to pick up your letters. And when that happens, I should have done this beforehand. I often have to play with it for a minute, or let me get a few tools to work with over here. Let's see. Get my squeegee and see if that'll help it come off a little bit better. Sometimes they come right up, and then sometimes, like this freaking E right here, guys, it just does not want to come out. So let's see what we can get off here. Okay, we got everything off but the O's and the E's. All right, let's see. And we got that. Got the E up. We got that E up. Now let's see if we can get this bottom word up. Okay. All right, that helped it. All right. So we're going to take that. Oh, crap. You know what I need to do first? I need to make sure where the center of my cup is and where the front and the back is. So let's put that on. Twist around the front and the back of my cup. Okay, so this is the front because this is the front facing me because this is where the straw goes. So I'm going to turn this up. When I drink out of it like this, people will see the bottom. So it needs to go this way. So this is a gift from my sister. So I always try to put a little surprise something under the bottom of my cups. Or if like I'm doing a wood grain. If I'm doing a wood grain, I try to make it look like cut wood under the bottom. Ooh, loving that. Alrighty. So now this is going to be the test right here. In the strips, and then I put the strips on. So this piece isn't big enough. Let's get another piece. And I am a saver. I try to reuse stuff as much as possible because you need to try to get the most for your money. All right. So let's put this on there. So we know we're going to have, we know it's kind of gonna stick this over here. See if we can get this to pull all of these little things up this time so that we don't have quite a hard time of it. Turn it that way. We'll turn it over and we'll do it on the back. See if we can get some of this stuff to release a little easier than the other one. Let's see. Let's hope. Let's hope. Yay! Come on, come on. Now you know, why does this want to do this to me tonight? So we'll see if we can get it up this way, the way we did with the other ones. I'm just kind of pulling the tops of those letters up. And this, I'm going to tell you, this is Sizer Easy Weed. It weeded like a charm. Like when I was trying to, it cut easily on my Cameo. And it weeded so easily. All right, let's see. All right, we're not having too bad a time, guys. And it is. Okay, let's get that. Oh, crap. Okay, I got it. All right, let's see if we can get this right here up a little bit more. Come on. You know you want to come. There we go. See what we got that we got to work with on this one. All right, so we've got the O and the S. Now to get this last part up. Yay! Can you tell us the little things that make me excited? So we've got all of that up. And I'm just going to cut this off right here. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Just going to cut this off right here because I've got something that's stuck to that. And I don't want any of that to get on my cup. Now, I'm trimming this up only because my cup is contoured. And sometimes when you have a cup that is contoured, it may be hard to get it to lay straight on the cup. So I'm hoping you guys can see this. Here it is right here. I know this is the center of my cup. So I'm going to hold it down in the middle. And kind of rub it in the middle. Let one side down. Because I do not want it to buckle. Of course I did it. Only one right there. There you go. Got it. And I don't want it to have any like folds or anything, because it would be hard as heck to get these little alphabet up. And because I know sometimes when I put it down, like, oh, there we go with the K. All right. I might have to move that over. And the W did not want to come out right. All right, let's see how we did. Whoops. T didn't want to come off. You definitely want to make sure it is down on there good, because you don't want anything, you don't want that epoxy to get under anything. I have a little, just lift this up just a little bit just to straighten out that P. And my W right here. That's why I didn't press it down too hard, because I saw that that was a little off. I just want to let it kind of fall on its own the way it's supposed to. There we go. And everything else is down perfectly. I want to press it down because I want to make sure that no epoxy can get under that and pop those little teeny weeny letters up. Now, where is, took it off here. Okay, just want to make sure I got everything. All right, so we have that. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to look at the exact opposite side, which is right here. And we're going to work on putting her name down this side. So, I'm going to lay this right here so I know it won't move. And I'm going to put a couple of my stir sticks on either side of it to keep it from moving, so I know that this is right here. Now, we're going to do this the same way we did last night with the heat gun. Okay, let me see. Make sure which way I want her name to go. I don't know. I kind of like it that way better, guys. Let's see. I don't know. Let's do it this way. Okay, let's start with a J at the top. All right. And this one will be a little bit easier to put on than the one last night, because the one last night did not have a carrier sheet. So what we're going to do is, because this is, the cup is actually curved, we're going to put some, we're going to like cut it a little bit so it can easily form to the shape of the cup. And that is also if you're putting one on with vinyl, with the regular vinyl. You can do that with that too, so that it's easier to lay down. Okay. And now we're going to take my heat gun. I need that. Hold them right there. I'm going to take my heat gun. Let it get a little hot. And we're just gonna use the heat gun to heat this up a little bit and press it down. Okay. We're going to do a little bit at a time. Not staying in one place because we don't want to burn anything. And then just press it down to hold that heat on there. Guys, I tell you, I've been at work all week, been back at school at work, and it is really, really strange being at work with no kids there. The halls are quiet. The halls are quiet, and there's no teachers there now. Okay. It's just strange. I'm not used to it. I'm used to the hustle and bustle of the kids, the sound of the kids. I'm actually ready for the kids to come back. All right. We want to get this down. This is my outline for her name. And I was going to just put her name down in a like this darker pink over here. But when I laid it on top, you couldn't really see. You could see her name, but it just didn't really stand out for me. Just want to make sure that's down really good. All right, let's see if it'll come up now. I can find where it starts. Okay, let's see if that comes up without. Okay, that spot right there needs a little bit more heat. I mean, you can feel the heat through this. When you're putting this on, you can actually feel the heat through this. You know, and you want to make sure you've got it down good. Okay, I didn't want to use a lot of heat. I want to make sure it stays down because we have to put a piece down over top of it. Jeez. And I can't see where my, oh, there it is, right there. Okay. Oops. Let's put that back down. Okay, let's see if we got that. Oh, I may have moved that. I did. Well, I'll have to deal with that. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Now we're gonna fill it in with this. I think this is gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty. You know what? Since I know I had to do the other one that way, let's just go ahead and do this one that way. Cut it down some. Just make sure we can get it down good. Don't have any. Okay. That's pretty like that, but I do like the pink. And pink is her favorite color. Ooh, that came out pretty good, guys. That matched up really good. Okay, and let's see if I can get it down. Okay. Oops. It's hot on my fingers. Ah. Oh no. No, 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 no. I let it stay there too long. Oh no, 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 no. That needs a little bit more. Well, I will definitely know the next time I use this pink. The pink is actually a different brand than the black. And that's why it is actually going on so differently. Oh, I only had one little error. I don't think I can get it up. I think it's down permanently. I think it's down. Let's see. I don't want to mess it up. But oh no, because it's there on the black. But let's see if we can just move this over just a hair to get that. Sometimes, guys, you know, we just can't do everything perfect, and sometimes we just have to fiddle with it, make it work the best we can, and okay, all right, that looks better. At least it's flat. It's nice and flat. So let's put a little heat on that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had so many questions up here. Okay, let me see. Where can I? Okay, we got that one. Edeline. Hi, is that HTV vinyl you're layering? Yes, it is. It is HTV vinyl. What is HTV? HTV is a vinyl that you put on clothing. You use it on clothes. All right, this needs a little bit more heat right here. I'm gonna press it down with my finger. You put it on clothes, like on shirts and stuff, and you use a heat press with it, or you can use the Cricut heat press. You can also use it on your cups. I use two different types from two different makers, though, the pink and the black. So, I just have to live and learn, and next time I'll know a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Let's hit this with a little bit more heat right here. So, there we go. Woo, that burned my finger. It was hot. It was hot. Oh yeah, that laid it down real flat. I'm just feeling it to make sure that it's down everywhere, because we don't want, when we put the epoxy on it, we don't want the epoxy getting under there, because if the epoxy gets under there, it will lift it up, and then that's a pain in the booty to fix. Oh, that came out pretty good for my first try. I've done a lot of HTV, guys. I have not. This is the first time I've tried layering HTV on top of HTV on top of a tumbler, and I did cut out the letters and trace them around. So now let's see what that looks like. There you go. Can you see that? Then we've got this under the bottom. So now, oh, and we've got this. We've got her Bible verse on the other side. So now we are going to check out some of these stickers, because you can use stickers. You can use stickers on your tumbler, or you can use a water slide. You can use a water slide on there. I didn't really want to do a water slide, so I thought I would try the stickers. You can also do tattoos that people put on their bodies. You can also do those. So let's see where we want to put. Let's see right here. Well, let's put some roses on there first. I like roses. Okay, I think this is a tattoo. So let's see how we are going to get this up. Let's cut around it right here. Now this is something new that we're using together, guys. It's either a tattoo or a water slide. It looks like it comes off, though. Looks like a water slide. I can't remember. It's been so long since I bought these. I can't remember what they are. Looks like a water slide. Okay, which means we need some water. Hold on, let's try it. Well, I guess we're going to find out. I have a little bowl of room temperature water. Move this out the way and put it over here to the side. So we're going to drop this in here and just see. We're going to find out if this is a water slide or not. Okay, we're going to give it a minute. See if it comes up. See if it moves around, and we'll know if it is a water slide. Oop, yep, it's a water slide. Okay. Well, it could be a tattoo. Ooh, let's put it back in there. Oh, great. Well, guys, I am learning all kinds of things tonight. Oh, no. All right. I wonder if this, well, we will mess this one up, won't we? Okay. Mess that one up. So let's try another one. Let's try another one. Let's try this big one right here. And we won't leave it in the water quite as long. How about that? All right. We won't leave it in the water quite as long as we did. And we will see. See, so we're learning together tonight, guys. Because I know how to do a regular water slide, and this just does not seem, this must be like the tattoo. Because I bought some tattoos to try. Let's see if this is a tattoo or a water slide. Ooh, that's pretty. So, I'm gonna, this I got from the Dollar Tree. This is got silicone on it. So now we're gonna take this and very, very gently, oops, see, we're gonna have to do it gently. Very, very gently, we're gonna pull all the water out from under it. You have to, so evidently these are not as tough as my water slides. Ooh. There we go. All right. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm going to take a paper towel, and I am going to gently just pat it to get the water out of it. Oh gosh, I think this is a tattoo, guys, because my water slides do not do this. This is coming apart way too easily. This must be a tattoo. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop touching it. I know that. All right, we're taking that off. Taking it off because I am really messing with that. So that must be a tattoo. So I guess we'll see how it comes out. Ooh. I'm gonna let that dry. So I guess I should have done my own water slides, because this is not the ticket. Let me see what else I got over here in my water slides. See if I've got some flowers or some. All right, so I'm wondering, so I have these right here, and I am wondering if they have been sealed, because I bought these from somebody too, and I'm wondering if that one was sealed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this real quick with clear coat, because that's what you spray on water slides to make sure that they are sealed. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I am not sure about these, but I'm going to try to put this rose right here on there. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more gentle than I was with the other one. Okay. We're going to see how that works. No, water slides are not stickers. You can use stickers. Water slides are not stickers. You can use stickers and you can do water slides. Water slides, you can actually get the paper, and you can get water slide paper. You can find any picture you want on Google, and you can put them on your cups. Oh my gosh. I am not liking this. I'm going to have to take that off. So I'm not putting this one on there because it's messing up my cup. I'm seeing that already. I'm going to have to take this off. I'm going to have to get this off. So we're going to rub this off, guys, while it's still wet. We're going to rub this off. That was pretty. And I touched it, and so I would be afraid to put that on there. So that must be I'm going to have to go back and research how to do the tattoos, because you can put them on cups. I evidently did not put that one on right. But I have the water slides over there, and I know they're water slides. Now, what I will tell you is, I'm trying to get this off without sanding it. But if I can't get it off, I'll have to sand it, but it's coming off. I will tell you that if you can't get a water slide or something off, and you do have to sand it, do not put anything back, or water slide back on that spot. You have to hit it again with the acrylic. The epoxy, because when you sand something and you put a clear water slide on it, the shine does not come back. Well, we are really learning stuff up tonight, aren't we? Let's wet it and see if that'll get it off. Well, that's going to be interesting, right? Now, look, everything else nothing else wanted to stick except for this little spot right here. I'm going to see if I can cover that up when I put the water slide on. All right, so while we're waiting for the water slide to dry, because I had to spray it, we're not using these. I'm going to have to go back and research these. Because evidently, these are tattoos, and evidently you put them on differently than you put water slides on. So we'll try that one later. So we're going to try something else. We're going to do something else and see how it works out. How about these? That should cover it. Now, these are actually flowers that I printed out, and they're printed on vinyl, printable vinyl. And on printable vinyl, you do not have to seal them. So, well, ain't that just a kicker, guys? If at first you don't succeed, try again. All right, so we're going to take this. Now, had I sanded this little bit right here, I could take I could put this over that sanding part. Oh, can you try alcohol to remove it? Let's try that. We have to be really careful with this stuff. This stuff is a hot commodity, people. I had to go everywhere. Oh, thank you. That worked. Look at there. It came right off. Thank you, Edeline. Edeline. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So let's find a spot then because this is a bigger one. So let's find a spot for that. How about up here? Let's try it up there. I did this on printable vinyl, and I cut it out using my Cameo. It was like a print and cut. The only thing about this is, have to be really, to me, is that it does not it doesn't cut out, like sometimes it doesn't cut out the inside quite as well. So let's see if we can get this part off of it around here. So we're going to get something on this cup tonight, guys, because if I don't get her cup finished and get it finished real soon, she's going to have my head, and she's my younger sister. Because I made my brother one. I made one for my nephew. And she's like, where's mine? You promised mine first. All right, here we go. It did a good job cutting it, though, guys. It really did. Cutting around the edge. And there's some little tiny pieces on here. Okay. All right, so we got all of that off. So let's see if we can get this down. So, things want to stick to my fingers there. So let's see if we can get this down. Make sure there's no water there. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to peel back a little bit at a time. If I can get my fingers to work. How about that? I'm just going to peel back a little bit at a time, so as not to, there we go. Because it is like tiny little pieces. So maybe you guys can find a better way of doing this. That's a bigger piece. So we're gonna pull that piece on off. And we're gonna take this up. Hi, Pumpkin. My grandson just came down here to visit me. He's often my little helper down here. See if I can ripping it. Oh, there we go, guys. It's a little closer than I wanted it to be, and it covered that up a little bit. But oh, that's down. Okay, we got a flower on there. Yay! Okay, I have a business logo. Any suggestions as to how I trace and transfer? What kind of machine do you have? Doll. What kind of machine do you have? Do you have the Cricut or do you have the Cameo? Ooh, I like that. What do you guys think? It's got a little close here. I didn't quite take it over far enough there. Okay, but now I'm going to put a flower down here. Let's put another one down here. Let's use one of the bigger ones. That way they'll be easy for me to get off. You have the Cricut? Okay. I am not a Cricut master. So I have the Cricut Maker, but I have not had that long. I started out with Cricut a long time ago. And when the Cameo came out, I tried its software. Now, I will tell you this. I do know that you can download the free version of the Cameo software, do your work in that, and then put it in the Cricut. I do know that. So, okay. Alrighty. Let's see how that looks right here. All right. You can put it in the software. To me, the Cameo software, the Silhouette software, is much, much easier to work with than the Cricut. And when you're trying to cut things like the print and cut, the Cricut won't allow you to cut as big a picture. With the Cameo, you can cut, if your mat is 12 by 12, you can cut 12 by 12. And they have larger mats than that. With the Cricut, I just don't want to lead you wrong with that. So I can't tell you with that one, because I haven't mastered that yet. It just seems, to me, it's just harder. I don't know. It just seems harder. And I'm so sorry, but I don't want to give you any wrong information. Okay, let's see. But I did do my own logo, and I did do it in I did do it in the Silhouette software. I really try not to pay for anything that I can do myself, and even if I'm satisfied with it, then that's good for me. Okay, let's trim that up right there. I don't know what that little piece is. And let's trim this off right here. Okay. All right, where do we want to put this flower? Let's see. I need some small flowers. Oh, maybe right here. Come out right here. So we got one down there. About right here. I may not need the water slides. I'm telling you, even though the water slides would look really pretty on this, because water slides show up, clear water slides show up really good on light colors. Clear water slides show up really good on light colors. If you put them on a dark color cup, you have to put white vinyl behind it. And to me, you might as well just print it on vinyl. You know, if you got to put white, if you got to use two different products for that, then you might as well just use the one product. But I will tell you this: go in, get the free Cricut software. I mean, free Silhouette software. You can just download that on your laptop and play with it, because you can use that in both of them. All right, how about, do you think we need one right there? Do you guys think we need one right there? I should have put the small one over here. Let's see. I'm drinking this. Let's see. Yeah. I think we need something else right here. I wonder if I got any butterflies, because that's what I wanted to put. I want to put some butterflies in here. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this in half, like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, my problem is I'm trying to do this with my glasses on, and when I get to do little stuff like this, even though my glasses are bifocals, I can't see those little fine things with my glasses on. There we go. There we go. Got a piece of it. I'm going to pull that off. Yeah, it did cut it. There we go. I shouldn't be having my fingers behind this. So let's see. I need something small in here someplace. Right here. I need a little small one down here. Oops. Got a little wrinkle right there, and I do not want any wrinkles anywhere in this. There we go. Smooth that right out. Smooth that out. Let's see. And how about one right here? Oh, that was a pretty one, wasn't it? Oh, that's the one we cut off. Okay. Let's see if we can get that one up. Without my dorky fingers messing anything up. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah. Right here. Right here. I'm going to go right here. Okay. So guys, I think this cup is about done. And I think maybe we need to put some thank you. I need all the help I can get. Let's see, what are we saying? See if this works for you. When you upload your logo image into Design Space, use the magic wand or eraser to remove. Oh yeah, well, yeah. Thank you, Edeline, for telling her that. You seem to be the Cricut person. See, that's to me what we are here for, to help each other. That really to me is what we're here for, is to help each other. And you know, I am always here. You guys, if you have any questions that I can't answer for you, and I tell you in a heartbeat, I don't know everything, you are always, you know, welcome to message me, and I will help you the best I can. All right, what do you guys think? Wish I had a heart. I would put a heart down here if I had a little pink heart. No, I don't have time for that now. I'm tired. I'm tired of this cup. All right. Think we're ready for some epoxy now? It is going to take a lot of epoxy for this because we're going to have to cover this right here. So it's going to take quite a bit of epoxy for that. Alrighty. Alright, let's mix up some epoxy. I don't know how long we've been on, but if you guys want to hang out with me for a little while longer, and talk to me for a little while longer, I'll stay on and we'll mix up some epoxy for this. We can take the lid off now. I think I screwed it on tight. Ooh. Guys, I don't know my own strength. Oh, there we go. Woo! Oh, that's because I got to clean it out. Don't know my own strength. That is it. All right. So we're going to take this. I'm going to put my arm back down in there. Push it all the way down in there because I don't want my foam coming up near the top of my cup. Make sure it's straight on there. And I'm going to put it in this right here, but before we do that, we're going to mix up some epoxy. So we've got this. And I've got my epoxy. All right, so with the Little Lee and Rose epoxy, we have to measure it by weight. So we're going to cut our little, let's see. Sorry. I've been learning tricks and tricks all over. I'm happy to help if you know the answer. Thank you. Okay, which epoxy do you use, Bonnie? Okay, I have 3 different epoxies, guys, when I do different things. I really love the Little Lee and Rose epoxy. The only difference is this is, as I've been saying, this is a thicker epoxy. It goes on like glass. It does take some getting used to because it is a thicker epoxy, but it has less bubbles than any epoxy I have used. And the other thing is you're going to need a little scale because you have to measure this by weight. It's 1-to-1, but it's 1-to-1 by weight. The other epoxy that I like to use, this one that I really, really like to use, is KS resin. Now, both of these epoxies run about the same price. They run about $150 for a gallon. You can get it smaller than that, but if you're doing a lot of cups and stuff, if you're doing a lot of cups, the Little Lee and Rose gallon is the best buy because when you buy it by the gallon, you get an extra 2.5 of these. She gives you an extra 2.5 of these over the gallon in what seems like a gallon. So it's actually more than a gallon when you get this. I just keep these and pour them in here because I pour the gallon things in here because they're, it would be hard to use otherwise. KS resin, I also buy that by the gallon. It is not quite as thick as this epoxy. So it just depends on what I'm doing, what I feel like using. Sometimes if I want to do something quick, I will use the KS resin. Now, I also do tables. The little fold-out tables that we used to use to eat dinner on and stuff like that. When I do those tables, the first 2 or 3 coats that I put on there, I use this, which is Envirotex Light, which you can get from Michael's. And I can use a coupon on this, and that's why I use that. But this is not UV protected. So I make sure that the last coat I put on my tables is one of the other 2. If you want to just get started, see if you like it, go to Michael's and get this. Now they say this, yellows a little bit faster. I haven't had anything to yellow yet, and I've been using this for a little over a year, but I haven't had anything to yellow yet. And then they tell you to take take a toothpick, stick it in some food coloring, blue food coloring, and stick it in this. It'll look like it has a little blue tint, but it actually dries clear. So if you don't know if this is something that you really want to do and you want to invest a lot of money in it, what I would do is I would go to Michael's. You can get a smaller bottle of this, and play with this and see if you like it, and then try another one of the more expensive ones. All right, let me put this in. Okay, so the first thing you do with this epoxy is you put your cup up there, and you, because it weighs your cup. Then on this one you hit tear. Then I'm going to pour my resin in. Get enough in here for, and I'm looking at how much is going in right here. So I have this is a 30-ounce tumbler. I'm going to do 23.40, 50. Okay. All right. So now I have to hit tear again. Guys, it took me a minute to get used to this. Now I'm going to put my other one in. It went back to 0, but it's only measuring what I'm pouring in. So I have to concentrate right here for a minute, guys. Eli, Nana is working. Okay, got it. Whew. Guys, it took me the longest time to get that down pat, and I still haven't gotten it totally down pat, but I've got it close enough that it hardens perfectly. Because if you don't get your portions right, and that's even with the other epoxy. The other two epoxy that I showed you are 1-to-1 in measurement. Like, you get 2 little cups, you put the same amount in this cup that you put in that cup, and I measure by mLs. Eli, shh, bring it down a little bit, babe. Okay? I don't like to stir by hand, so I'll put this in here. And as I showed you the other night, I'm putting it in my stir, putting that right in here. This is a plastic cup. Walmart sells these. I'm putting that in there. And I'm turning my timer on for 10 minutes. I'm going to let that go for 10 minutes. And if it's clear, sometimes if I put a lot in there, it takes a little bit longer. That's why I put it on for 10 minutes to show me. If it's still cloudy, that means it needs to continue to stir. Guys, my dog is upstairs now. My daughter went to work, so everybody wants to be down here with me now that she's gone from upstairs. Oh, congratulations, doll. My grandson, his name is Elijah. We call him Eli, and he's 5. You have a stirring thing. Yep. This is my mixer. I got it from Little Lee and Rose, but you can also get them off of eBay. And they're not overly expensive, so you know, it just depends on your budget. If your Eli is there, tell him happy birthday. All right, so while we're waiting for this epoxy to stir up, guys, how about we do another little project? So let me show you. All right. I actually have a lot of projects in the works, and I have to work on them in stages. So I showed you guys the other night, I showed you this wine tumbler. This is a Dollar Tree glass. This is a Dollar Tree glass. Guys, hold on, let me get my dog for a minute, else she's going to keep barking and you're going to keep hearing her. Chloe. All right, we go through this every night when I'm down here. She is an older dog. She doesn't like to come down the steps. She's 13. She's a little dog. She's a Pekingese, and She's part Pekingese and part Pekingese and Shih Tzu. And she can't manage the steps very well. But as I was saying, this is what I practice a lot on. I practice a lot on Dollar Tree cups, really Dollar Tree. I love these Dollar Tree wine glasses because you can practice on these. You can have something nice when you finish, but it's not a tumbler. So you don't waste a tumbler if you want to try something that you are not sure you're going to like it a lot. For those who are finding alcohol for a reasonable price, try some 80 proof or above vodka rubbing. Ooh, okay. I don't know. I might want to drink that. I don't know if I want to waste that on a cup. No, I'm just kidding. He is screaming and excited because you called his name. Hi, Eli. Oh, it's another Eli. Okay, so what we're going to do with this while we're waiting for our epoxy to mix up, we're going to start on, we're going to do this right here. Now I'm telling you guys, I still have not been able to figure out. I did it tonight on my iPad where I pulled up the live on my iPad, and that way I didn't have to stand over my phone to see your comments. And then for some reason my iPad just won't stay on Facebook. It just keeps cutting off. So I'm having to stand up to see your comments as we go. So our epoxy is almost ready. So I'm going to start this right here. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this. So what I did with this is I washed it. You do not sand glass, but I washed it really good in Dawn because it cuts grease. I put a thin layer, a hang method layer of epoxy on here. Then I put a holographic glitter on here, and then I burnished it down. Once I burnished it down, then I put I put another layer of epoxy, a little thicker layer. It doesn't take much because it was burnished. And then I saw if there were any little spots that needed sanding, and I put another one on here. So what I'm going to do with this now is this is 631 vinyl. It is not the permanent vinyl. It is temporary vinyl. So what I was going to do with this, I am going to put wood grain stripes over this, then spray paint it white. Once I spray paint it white, I'm going to go over it with alcohol inks and do a wood grain method on this. Then once I do the wood grain method, I will pull off the stripes and go from there. So I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of what we're doing. So I'm only going to start putting some of these on while we're waiting for that. And let me find and I'm going to put these on by hand. And the reason I'm putting it on by hand, and the reason I left it on this is my mat. The reason I left it on my mat is because I think after I pull these off and put them on here, that what is left I may be able to use again, but then I just have to cut it down. So we're going to see how that works. I take my glasses off so I can see. So we're going to start with this piece right here. And I'm going to lay these down by hand. I'm going to start with this piece right here. I'm going to put it over the edge a little bit because I want to be able to pull that off. And I can see where it's been cut. And I'm just following the pattern because once I take this off, I can see the pattern on my cup. The reason I'm using temporary is because I want to be able to pull it up. I want to be able to pull it off once I spray paint it. Okay. Once I spray paint it, I hope you guys can see me. Once I spray paint it and put the wood grain on it. What is the burnishing? When you take a holographic, do you sand the Dollar Tree wine cup before you start using it? No. You cannot sand it. This is glass. It's not clean right now because I haven't cleaned it out yet. But this is glass. You can't sand it. All you need to do is wash it, dry it really, really good. Let it dry really, really good. Okay? Then after you let it dry really, really good, take it out and you spray paint it. I spray painted mine red because I knew I was going to be using red glitter. So I spray painted mine red. Now, you need to make sure that your spray paint is completely dry. Sometimes I wait overnight. Like I'll do it one day, let it sit overnight and dry, because paint still gives off these like fumes. And sometimes though, if your spray paint isn't real dry, when you go to put your epoxy on, your first layer of epoxy on, it causes fish eyes. So, so you need to make sure that's really dry. That's really dry when you go to put that on. All right, so let's see here what the next one is. Okay, I'm just doing this while you guys are actually here with me, while we're waiting for our epoxy. Guys, and if I don't, and what I'll do is if I don't get this finished, if we don't get this done tonight, I will at least finish this up and have it to the point where we can see it. I hope you guys can see it. Can you guys see what I'm doing when I have it down here? I'm just lining these up the same way. See, when I take it off of here, see it leaves this right here. So I'm just lining this up on here the same way I take it off. And the reason I'm leaving these little tabs over here is because it'll be easy to see where they are and just pull them off after I spray paint. My thing is, I hope I got enough to go all the way around this cup. You want to press it down really, really good because you want to make sure not to get any spray paint under this, because it kind of defeats the purpose if the spray paint gets under there. Okay. It's sticking to my glove, guys. And this is why you want to use temporary, because when you put it down and if it's not in the right place, you can just stick the thing under there and pick it right back up. And I will tell you this, it doesn't really matter with this if you get a little if you get a little if it gets a fold in it, as long as the edges are down tight, it's fine, because as long as the edges are down tight, because that's basically what you want. You don't want the paint to get under there. So as long as the edges are down tight, the fold in this is not going to matter like in regular vinyl. And got one more little piece right here. I actually, when I cut this on my silhouette, I actually cut it for the length for a tumbler. So that's why I've got all this extra length down here. All right, I'm gonna stop right there because our epoxy is ready. So I'm gonna stop right here with this, so you can see kind of what it looks like right there. Now you're not, this orange is not gonna stay on here. So we're gonna move this out of the way. All right, so are we ready? Here we go. My homemade tumbler, guys, that I made myself. All right, I think I've got that where you can see it. Can you guys see it? Because you're, yeah. Okay, I think I can see it right there. All right. So, all right, here we go. So I'm going to clean this off. As you can see, very few bubbles in there. See how thick it is? See how slow it's running off of there, how thick it is? And I had it sitting on a warmer for a few minutes. I had it sitting on a warmer for a few minutes, so so it would not, so it would like pour a little bit easier. Now I am just looking for my, oh, here we go. I'm just looking for this to put up under there, catch any extra epoxy. And here we go. Remember what I told you, don't chase it, but I did pour a little bit more than I meant to. Okay. I want to put the majority of it on this. Oh, you know, I know what it is. Duh. This is turning the wrong way for me. I need it to turn the other way, guys. There we go. That's why I can't catch it. I need it to turn the opposite way from where I'm moving my hand. That way I can catch the epoxy as I pour it. I kept wondering, why is my epoxy, you know, falling off before I can get it? This is going to be so pretty, guys. I like flowers. And even though pink is her favorite color, pink is my favorite color too. Alright, so we've got that up there. I can feel where there is no epoxy as I'm rubbing this. Where there is no epoxy, my gloved hand kind of drags a little bit. Now, normally, I will wear my mask when I'm doing this, but I'm not wearing my mask so that you guys can hear me talking tonight. But I am in a well-ventilated area, and I have my fan going. I have a fan going to blow the fumes, and I have windows open at one end of my craft room and windows open at the other end of my craft room. I like this epoxy because it looks like glass. It finishes like glass. So So we've got our red and white one that is going to be a Delta cup. We've got that one on. I think I'm going to have to wind up doing another coat of epoxy on this, because even with this first coat of epoxy, I can still feel like the letters in her name. I can still feel those, and you don't want to feel anything like that. So you want to get it to the point where it is absolutely like smooth, and you don't feel anything. All you feel is smooth. I keep forgetting to get my epoxy down there by the time this comes up, because there we go. Got it that time over those letters. See, now when I'm rubbing right now, when I'm going over these, I don't feel anything right here. I don't feel these letters anymore, because the epoxy has just nicely covered that. I am really flood coating it. I'm putting a lot of epoxy on here. Let's work down here at the bottom of this, because we want this to feel, we don't want to feel anything here. And we want to cover, you got to remember to cover the bottom. Now sometimes on the cups that I make, if I'm making them for a customer, sometimes I will match whatever the colors are in there, and I'll put my decal in there on the bottom of the cup. But most of the time I try to find something fun that goes with the cup, and I put it on the top of I put it under the bottom of the cup to just match whatever we've got going on in the cup. All right. So now you can see I've got the whole cup covered basically. And what I'm doing is I'm going, like I told you guys, and when I get here to the lip, I am lifting up this way. So if you go this way, you're going to carry the epoxy over into the inside of your cup. And then you're going to have to clean all that up, which is a pain in the butt. So what I do is I lift my finger up like this when I get to the rim right there. And it's just kind of, it's not a big exaggerated movement, but I do it so that I'm not putting the epoxy inside the cup. I'm trying to like get it to the edge, but not inside the cup. So I'm going to use the last of this on her name right here. Really put a lot on that. I so love that this epoxy does not leave a lot of bubbles. And especially when you use glitter in it, even if it left sometimes the really extra fine, the really micro bubbles, you can't see them. You can't see them. Every now and then you'll be able to feel them, but most of the time I don't feel anything. I don't see any bubbles. I don't feel any. If you let it sit for a few minutes and just turn, like maybe 10 minutes and just turn, and then you come back, if there are any, they will more than likely come to the top. And at that point, you can then heat it again with your torch. All right, I think I've just about got all of the epoxy out of this cup. I've just about got all of the epoxy out of this cup. Isn't that pretty, guys? I'm sorry, it's pretty to me. But then I made it, so, you know, I could be a little biased because I made it. But most of the time, if I make something and it doesn't look right, I'll say, oh, what am I going to do with that? But sometimes you have happy accidents, okay? All right, so I think that's good. I'm going to get down on eye level for a minute just to make sure. Oh, got to take my glasses off. Get down on eye level just for a minute to make sure I've got everything covered. And to make sure I don't have any bubbles on here that I can see. It feels really good. All right, so again, my next step is to take my baby wipe and just hold it on the rim and pick up any extra epoxy that may have gotten on the rim of this cup. Now, remember I told you, you want to leave a little space. This one I filled all the way up, so I had to go over it just a little bit, because you want to have a little space that your epoxy comes over your glitter, because you're sealing in that glitter. And you don't want any water to get in there. You can't put these in the dishwasher. You can only wash them by hand. And you don't want any water to get in under that epoxy. All right, so I'm going to clean off my hand. I'm going to hit it just a little bit with my torch. The difference between this epoxy and another epoxy is this epoxy really does not like a lot of heat. It does not take a lot of heat. So here's my torch that I couldn't get started the other night. You want to move quickly, not stay in one space, because if you burn it, you can smell it, and then it will have a lot of little bubbles on it. And some people don't know that, guys. If you're torching your cup and you ever see a lot of tiny little bubbles there, you've burnt your epoxy. And the only way you're going to get those bubbles out is that when it dries, you have to sand it down in that spot. You have to sand it down. Now you can sand it down in that spot, put another coat of epoxy on it, and it'll be good. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see. I've got a little piece of black something right there. I'm gonna see if I can get it off. Where is my little hook tool? I'm gonna stop this when oops, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna let it come back around. I'm gonna stop it when it gets back over here to her name. Right there. I don't know what that is. I'm hoping it's just something I picked up and not something that... Yep, it's just something that I picked up. I'm just trying to get it out because I can see it. There we go. Got it. I'm going to hit that with my torch just because I... All right. Turn it back on. Now it can turn any way it wants to. All right. I see a few little micro bubbles on... Oops, there's something right there. And that. All right. That's it. That got it. What do you guys think? Okay. So I'm going to turn this to the side. And I'm going to let this turn. Now, we've got the burgundy one turning over there. We've got this one turning over here. I'm going to put my timer on. Now, I keep two different timers. I have a little timer that I use. This little timer right here, I just keep 10 minutes on it. That's for my epoxy. This is an old clock timer that I had a long time ago. I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it on 6 hours. Because in 6 hours, this epoxy should be not dry, but it shouldn't be sticky like this anymore. You know, it should be hardened up most, because it's normally hard to the touch in about 8 to 9 hours. Now, I try to do mine mostly at night, because when I come down in the daytime and I've done it, I always want to stick my finger on it. If you want to touch your tumbler with your finger to see how, tacky it is, touch it in a place that it's not gonna be seen. Like, don't touch it right there on your cup someplace. Touch it under the bottom, just like close to the rim. That way, if it is still a little tacky, you can just take your heat gun, your torch, and just tap it a little bit, and it'll take that right out if you made that impression in it. Wow. Feel accomplished, guys. I really feel accomplished. Okay, so let me see what time it is, because I don't want to hold you guys up for like a really long time. I don't know how long we've been on here. Let me see if I can get my iPad up to see what time it is and see how much time oh, it's 10 o'clock. We've been on for 2 hours. I came on at 8 or a little bit after 8, and it's 10. So you know what I'm going to do, guys? I don't want to hold you guys up. I am going to say good night, and I am going to finish up the tumbler that I am putting the wood grain on. I'm going to finish that up. Got to get my brain together, wrap my brain around what I'm doing. I'm going to finish up the tumbler that I'm putting the wood grain on. I will spray paint it, and I will wait. After I spray paint it, I will wait and let it dry, and then I will come back on and we will do the wood grain on that together, and we'll finish these up together. Now, I'm not going to be here tomorrow night. I won't be here tomorrow night to finish this up, but I will be back. You guys tell me. If you don't have anything to do Sunday night, we can finish up these cups Sunday night. I'll show you how to clean out the inside on this one. We can put the designs on the Delta cup. We can put the decals on the Delta cup and finish that up. And then we'll do the wood grain on the one over there. So if you guys are free on Sunday, we can do that on Sunday night around 8 o'clock. If not, we'll just come back on Monday. I'll wait until Monday, and we'll come back on Monday and do it together Monday night. So somebody just tell me what you would prefer to do. Would you like to do it on Sunday night, or would you like to come back on Monday night and work on it then?